Hi, in this video we're going to redesign this template, and we are going to take our inspiration from this design, pennyappeal.org. I like the way that the hero looks. So what I've done is I've duplicated the site, and I've actually went ahead and recreated the hero that you'd see here on this site. I know it looks very fun. I mean, there's a lot of graphic design that's gone into creating this design. The fonts are very playful. The background as well has that same feeling. But I'm trying to show that we can actually replicate this design without using a graphics editor. We can actually create something similar to this, not the same finish perhaps, but definitely the same effect, and create it entirely within Moonfruit. Okay, so let's get started. For the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just duplicate this page because I don't want to delete it for the moment because I might need some references later. So what I'm going to do is click on Pages, Copy Page, and I'll just click on Home. On Next. I'll leave the page title here. You can choose to rename your page. It's up to you. You can do that later on. I'll remove the visibility and I'll leave it after the home page. And then now you can see there's the copy page there. I've just actually removed the page visibility so that it doesn't appear on the menu bar. So I'll just click apply. So there's my duplicate. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and delete everything. Okay. So we're starting from a blank canvas. You can see here, looking at this design, we've got sort of like a very thin background. Okay, and they're using the color orange, which is their color scheme, and we're going to be using purple. All right, so I'm going to click Insert, select my square, and move it into place. I'm going to actually add a 20 pixel spacing between the shape and the edge of the page. So I'm just going to type in 20 pixels on the x-axis, and then I'm going to click Tab to shift along to my width, and I'm going to give it a 960 pixel width. Sorry, a 940 pixel width, which is also going to give me a 20 pixel space on the right side of the page. I also want to have 20 pixels above, so what I'm going to do is hold down the Shift key and nudge up until I get to these to the edge of the navigation bar. So you don't necessarily have to hold Shift all the time, but Shift adds a 10 pixel nudge. When you hold down Shift and click and tap the arrow key, it will nudge the object by 10 pixels. Sorry. So you can do that. Once you've got it in place, just hold down the Shift key and just nudge it down twice. That's 20 pixels. So just click Save. First and foremost, what we're going to do is we're going to add a bit more height, actually, sorry, to our object. I think 380 is appropriate. I'll just click Tab or the Enter button. Going onto the Style tab, we'll remove our border and recolor our canvas or object. Okay, we're going to add another square to recreate this effect here. Okay, like I said, it's not going to have the same graphic styling, but we're going to just use a solid object. So we'll use a square, and we will add some round corners. So on the corner radius, we're going to make it like 8. So just press 8 and then enter. We'll remove the border and we'll make it white. Okay, as you can see here, it's a very nice white object. Sorry. So I'll just reshape that into place, resize it until I'm happy with it. So I mean, if you're following along with the video, you don't have to do it exactly the way I do it. You can add your own touch to it, but this is just something for you to to use as a reference for your own redesign project. Okay, so I'm going to add a title box because we're going to write make an orphan child smile today. All right, and because it's the largest perhaps the first thing that we want users to see on the page, we're going to make it a title. Okay, and I'm going to make it 70 points. I'm going to change the font to a very playful font that we've got here in the Moonfruit library called Love by King. And then notice that there are these two lines and there's a lot of white space between them. So that's what you call line spacing, and we can actually reduce that by using minus values. So we'll use minus 40 to bring it closer together, or maybe minus 45. Let's just bring it up to 50, shall we? Alright, that works well. And it is make an orphan child smile today. Oops, okay, so we've gone off a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just resize this. You can double click on your shape, and that will bring the shape to the front of any object that is actually sitting in front of it. Just drag that down. I'm going to exaggerate this, the height of this a little bit, and you'll see why later. So the reason why I did that was when I move this, so I'll double click, because there's actually another line here. So if I were to click on the last letter and then press delete, then it will actually bring the object up a bit, or resize the text box, sorry. Yeah, so now you can see why I exaggerated the height of this box here. What that enables me to do is actually click on it, because we've got this text box in front of it. So I can click that, resize it a little bit. I'm going to remove a bit of this white space that we've got here, because our line spacing has disappeared. So I'll just retype in minus 50. So just to make a note that when you rename or retype in anything within a text box, it gets rid of your line spacing, so you'll have to redo that again. Okay, so I'll just resize that into place. Cool. So we can no longer manipulate this white text box because we've got this the text box in front of it. So in order for us to move the white text box around, just to use the object layer selector, and then you can find your square like so. Okay, and I can nudge it if I need to. Okay, so that's that little handy tip. I'm going to now write this little caption beneath. It says 1,000 orphans sponsors urgently needed. All right. Because I'm so lazy, I'm going to go to the home page, and I'm going to just quickly copy this like that. Click the copy button, save that, and I'll go back to my new page and I'll paste that there like so. So this text box here, it's a 20 points size, and the font face is PT Sans, and it's white, so as you can see. And then what I did was I added a line. So I'll show you how I did that. Just click on line, so on the insert tab, put it into place, and we're gonna make it white. And the width, sorry, if I click off of it, click back on it again, should enable me to edit the width column, the width tab, or field, sorry. Enter in 3, press enter, and then now I can position it like that. So all I did for this little one here, I'll just demonstrate that. I'll click on edit and duplicate it, and then I click rotate and rotated the line like so, holding down the shift key if I need to, or I can rotate it using these. Okay, like that. And all I did lastly is just to reduce the size. That's it, that's simple, and put it into place. So you can do that quickly. I'll just realign that. So yeah, with the button, quickly I'll show you that I just clicked on insert, I added a button, changed the font face, changed the font size to 18 points. On the style tab, this enables me to edit the way the behavior of the button when you when you hover over it. When it's default, it's going to be white, the button background, and the text is going to be purple. And when I roll over, it's going to be, the button's going to be pink and the text is going to be white. So that's that simple. I'll click save, and then last but not least, I'm going to add a body text box, because remember we said we're only going to have one title text per page, so all the other text boxes are going to be body text. And I'm going to make this Loved by the King, make it white, and we'll increase the size by, let's give it 35 points, and we're going to write in here, be orphan kind for just 50p a day. Okay, so I'll actually increase that a little bit. So we're going to have be orphan kind for just 50p a day. Okay, I'll just double click on that, click on the last letter and press delete, and then I can drag that up. And this seems to be out of line a little bit, so I'll increase that. I need to add a little bit more spacing between the button and the line, so I'll just increase that a little bit. So basically, I think the most important thing that you need to focus on is your alignment. If you have, the objects on your page well aligned and everything's spaced very neatly, then it'll look quite professional and very neat. Okay, so if things are all over the place and are not very well aligned, it's going to look very poor. And that's that. So just make sure that you've added enough space between each element, and also aligned elements relative to each other. So the edge of this background here needs to be aligned with this button. So I'll just do that, and I'll use my arrow key to nudge it down. I can actually hold down the shift key to nudge it down by 10 pixels, as I mentioned earlier. I'm going to make sure that this button as well is aligned to the top of the text here on the left. So as you can see, let's see, the text is here, blah blah blah. I'll probably increase the line space by 2 just to make the text a lot taller, so that you could probably align up with the button, or we can just resize the button like that. Makes more sense actually doing that. And then I'll move that line up so that it's like so. Make sure that is aligned. It's just basically being very picky with everything really, with the way that things are measured up together. Alright, finally we're going to, sorry, I accidentally pressed the Moonfruit rather than saving it. Yeah, so finally we're going to add this circle and add an image within the circle. So on the insert tab, I'll select my circle, bring it into place. Alright, I'll have it a little bit closer to the text, and I'll also just ensure that this is the same height and the same width. So let's just make it 315, because I like my house 315. If you don't get it, it's fine. Like so. Actually, yeah, that should be fine. We click on the style tab, remove the border, and click on solid background in order to select our image fill. Click edit, and then we'll browse for an appropriate image. Alright, I'll do that quickly. I mean, you can have your own images, but this is the the image library for the customer. So we've got our image selected. I just click to use image, and we've got it here. We can see that we've got scale. Sorry, Moonfruit is not allowing me to change any of these values. So what I'll do is I'll click off the object, click on it again, go to style, click on edit, and then I'll reduce this size here, and I'll probably reduce it by 50. Press enter. We can either do that, or we can use this arrow here just to drag it downwards, and that will reduce the size. It's that simple, really. If you accidentally rotate this, don't worry, you can actually change the angle back to 0 here. Just press enter, and Bob's your auntie. Alright, click OK. On the style tab, I'm actually going to put my border back on again by selecting solid border, and I'll make it a 4 pixel border. I'll make it white, like so. Okay, and lastly but not least, just reduce that quickly. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think I'm going to reduce the width actually. I'll make it more tall. I'll make it a lot more taller than it is wide. If that makes sense. And then I'll readjust this in there, like so. Alright, so that looks okay. And then what I can do is select everything like that. Once I can see that there's an outline over the objects, I'll let go. And I'll use my arrows to nudge everything into the middle. You can even hold down shift to nudge in 10 pixel increments. And that is that, like so. I'll click save quickly, and then resize this box here. And that's how you recreate something that looks as awesome as this within Moonfruit without any sort of form of graphical editing software or whatever. It looks quite fun. The fonts are very fun. The background, yes, the background's quite plain. There isn't any sort of graphical elements like this design. However, it does the job, and it looks like a very nice hero. And we've got a nice little call to action there. It's got some really playful font on there. It's got hover, and yeah. So thank you for watching. Do subscribe, like, and share. Sign up for Moonfruit and get started. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.